In this video, I'm going to show you some tips that can help you self-study for the medical coding certification exam in 2023. Hey there, I'm Victoria. I'm a medical coder, auditor, educator, and content creator, and I know a lot of people are looking to get certified in medical coding, and I also know that it can be really tough to find the right tools to study, and that's why I am making this video for you. I know there's a lot of people that are already on the patient side of healthcare and they want to make the jump to medical coding, and since they already have some good starter knowledge, they want to self-study. Now, self-study isn't for everyone, and there really isn't a way to do it for free, at least if your goal is to get a job in medical coding, and that's why I recommend getting your training from today's sponsor, which is Preppy, but more on them in a little bit. Now, medical coding is the reading and translating of medical records and converting them into codes that can be used for things like billing or for data and for analytical purposes. The average salary of a medical coder is about $58,895. Starting is more around $45,701, at least according to some of the recent salary information. But there is a cost associated with becoming a CPC, which is what you're going to want if you want to be employed as a medical coder. That's what a lot of employers are looking for, that CPC certification. Or if you want to get into inpatient coding, I would suggest going through a HEMA and getting the CCS certification. My personal opinion, if you're like, I don't know, I just want to learn medical coding, what's the best certification to get? The CPC is just a little easier to navigate. It's easier to find CEUs. There's a better community for it. So if you are uncertain which certification to get, the CPC is kind of the best default. You can't go wrong there. But there is a cost with becoming a CPC. The books that you're going to need for medical coding will cost you about $300. Membership to the AAPC is $205 or $140 for students, but you will need to provide your school or the company you're training with in order to register as a student. And your cheapest exam option would be to take it online with the one attempt, which would be $399. So if you're not in a formal school, you need to at least pay that $205 membership fee and the $399 exam fee, meaning if you were able to get books for free somehow through like a friend or a library, at minimum it's going to cost you $604. Now, I'm a firm believer that you can learn just about anything watching YouTube these days. There's lots of stories about people building houses or businesses or machinery and more just by watching YouTube videos, right? And with the rising cost of education, many people are looking towards alternative ways of learning things. So a lot of people interested in medical coding are curious if they can self-teach these concepts. Is it possible? Yes. Does it have some risks like staying motivated or making sure that you finish or having support? Yes. Is it the best method for CPC prep, and will it look impressive to employers? Maybe not. It's hard to understand these concepts from scratch, and honestly, if you're looking for the best method for learning medical coding at your own pace without going into student loan debt, I would highly encourage you to look at Preppy. You can find out more by signing up for my free career masterclass at medicalcodingmasterclass.com. It gives you this complete roadmap on how you can be job ready in as little as 6 months and how you can even get a free laptop with your program. Check out the link in the video description to find out more. Now, learning medical coding completely for free typically doesn't happen because the books that you need to use in order to learn medical coding and in order to get certified in medical coding cost a good amount of money. The only exception would be if maybe you can borrow them from a friend or from the library. Otherwise, if you're determined to self-study, here are the more budget-friendly options that I can provide. So these are the books that are needed for professional medical coding for the CPC certification, and that's for coding for services that are rendered by physicians and other medical providers. This book is CPT. It is current procedural terminology. It's used for the CPC exam. It does dictate that you must use this exact version, the AMA version, and you will want it for the current year that you are sitting for the exam. This is ICD-10, or the International Classification of Diseases. It's diagnosis-based coding, and this is used for professional services. Again, for the CPC exam, you can have any version you want, although I do suggest the AAPC version because it's the AAPC's exam, and they put some things in their little notes or illustrations that will be specifically there to help you for the exam. This one we call HCPCS, HCPCS, and it's used for durable medical equipment or things like insurance-specific codes, like Medicare has their own code for a pap smear. For the CPC exam, again, you can have any edition that you want of the HCPCS book. I will list all of these below in the video description. If you would like to purchase them, you can get them on Amazon or at aapc.com. This book is ICD-10 PCS. It is used if you are coding for facility-based services or reimbursement that the hospital gets for inpatient stays. These books are coding for services rendered by providers, sick visits, surgeries, mental health care, that kind of thing. So you would need this book if you're sitting for the CIC Certified Inpatient Coder exam or the CCS Certified Coding Specialist, which is through a HEMA. If you're sitting through just the CPC, which is the one that I recommend, these are the books you need. So these are the books for the code sets. You're going to need these. You're going to have to take them with you to the exam. They do have ebook versions, but currently they want you to have the paper versions for the exams. That may change in the future, so stay tuned to this channel in case it ever does. One of the many reasons that you should not only like this video, but subscribe and hit the notification bell so that you can get alerts when I post new episodes. Now, books for the code sets, but what if you don't even know MedTerm? What if you're not in healthcare and you're just learning this completely from scratch? This is the book that I recommend, Medical Terminology and Anatomy for Coding. This is the 3rd edition. There is a 4th edition that is available. MedTerm and Anatomy doesn't really change a lot, but there's probably some changes maybe that are pertaining to the code references that they give. So get the 4th edition if you can. Again, I will link that below in the description. You can find it on Amazon. This book is just so phenomenal. So it includes all the latest terminology and the guidelines related to ICD-10 and CPT. Plus, each disease or disorder comes with an illustration so that you can get a better visual understanding. So talk about leaving no stone unturned. And the best part is you don't have to worry about finding another resource because it has everything from anatomy coverage down to even electronic medical record samples included in its pages. Truly an amazing book. Cannot recommend it enough. Now, these books aren't going to teach you medical coding, though. These are the code sets, but they're not going to teach you medical coding. How do you learn actual medical coding? Step-by-step medical coding. This is the perfect companion for anyone that is on a medical coding journey. So not only does it provide a great detailed guide for how to code, but there are also remarkable cases and answers with rationale provided at the back. Now, I used to take a lot of heat because in previous editions of this book, they only gave the odd number answers in the book, but hey, read them and weep. Guess what's in the 2023 edition? All of the answers, all of them in the textbook training manual and all of the ones in the workbook as well. And this is new just for 2023. Apparently enough people were contacting them going, hey, I paid for this book. Why do I not have all the answers? That they added it in. Honestly, you will not find better teaching materials for learning coding than these books. There is a textbook training, and then there is a workbook that is practices. I would recommend getting both of them. Also, there is an edition of the training book that gives you access to some online references as well. Now, when you open up this little card in the book, it's going to give you an access code and tell you where to redeem it on their website. Now, the one thing, though, is when you go to register online, it's going to ask you, where are you studying? Like, what's your institution? And here's my hot tip. So the AAPC, the organization that administers the CPC exam, the one that you're going to want to study for, they are located in Salt Lake City, Utah. So if you go to the drop-down menu and select Utah, you can input the information for AAPC. It's under American Academy of Professional Coders, which technically they don't go by anymore. They just go by AAPC. But it will allow you to select that, register to get the online content, and it will actually put down that you're self-studying. Exclusive hot tip from Victoria, because I purchased the books and went through it just to make sure that I'm giving you the right information. So if you want to help out me and the channel, you can purchase these books with the Amazon link below, and then I will get basically a referral fee for you purchasing it. It doesn't cost any extra for you, but I get a little tiny percentage from Amazon. And if you're going along and you're like, hey, this chapter is really hard, don't worry, because I have chapter-specific tutorials right here on YouTube. You can go through, check them out. They will help you understand some of those concepts so that you can be successful in your journey in becoming a medical coder. A lot of people have also found the CPC study guide helpful for their exam preparation. It highlights everything that's going to be covered on the exam. It includes some practice questions as well. You can purchase it through the AAPC website at aapc.com. I also have an on-demand course that's just a review for the CPC exam and includes some practice material as well. You can also check out practice exams at aapc.com because it helps kind of get you familiar with their exact format that you're going to see for the exam. So if you're interested in becoming a self-taught coder, the cost of getting certified doesn't have to break your bank. Take advantage of all the available resources and stay organized. Set an agenda for yourself so that you can power through and focus as much as possible. But if you think all of this self-study isn't for you, definitely check the link in the description for my medical coding masterclass. It will tell you all about the best program that is out there. Best wishes on your medical coding journey. I know you can do this. It's definitely going to be worth it. I will see you guys in the next video. And until then, just keep on coding on.